So adults can opt out of rules, right? A rule isn't
Mhm.
a law, it's a rule or a policy, right? An adult can always opt out. They can always go home, right? If you don't want to abide by the rules of the road, you don't have to drive. You don't have to, right? You don't have to, you can go to your home and close the door and you are the king of your castle and really nobody can enter without a warrant. Um,
Yep.
right? And kids do not have that. Rules for
Yeah.
kids are entirely different. If the teeth brushing rule, you will be found and you're going to be made to brush your teeth, right? There's no opting out of the teeth brushing rule. And, um, you know, kids often face just an onslaught of arbitrarily created rules on the spot, right? Something will happen and an adult will say, okay, new rule, there's no, shooting the squirt gun at the adults, or new rule, you have to put eye goggles on when you're playing with the Nerf gun, or there's no this or no that, right? So the rules, they come out of nowhere and the kids can't opt out. And that's not how adults work with rules, right? The rules for parking are not arbitrary. They are, adults know what this is for. They know why, there are limited parking spaces and there's a meter maid who gives a ticket if you don't pay. And right. And that person doesn't scold you for being bad. They just put the thing on your windshield and move on to the next thing. And, there's ways to, you go and pay the ticket and then you're absolved, and there's this whole structure and understanding that makes the rule work. And that's how society functions, is that we understand, we engage with the rules that we understand voluntarily, and if we don't like them, we don't engage with them. If you like baseball, you play baseball, and if you play baseball, you got to have 3 strikes when you're out, and this is how the game works. And if you don't like it, go do something else. But if you do
Mhm.
like it, this is a ton of fun. We want to get down to we want to get from A to B on our car. We don't want to be dealing with chaos on the roads. We like the order of the stoplights and all of that. And so I think, that is how we should also treat kids. Um, so in our home, we have plenty of no. I'll refuse my kids things all the time. Um, it's just that I expect them to take no for an answer when I say no, and the same thing for them. When they tell me no, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear an explanation for, why I think boots are a good idea today. Then I take no for an answer. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, there's lots of no.
Yeah.